Welcome to the Working with Hard Money Lenders module. In this guide, we will help you understand what hard money lenders are, how to find them, what their criteria is for their loans, and when to use their loans. Many people believe that to make money, you have to have money. If your credit rating or financial history disqualifies you, or if the property you want to purchase doesn't fall within the categories or guidelines followed by mainstream lenders, you might succeed by applying for a hard money loan. Because of the additional risk, hard loans carry substantially higher interest rates and normally provide short-term, rather than long-term, financing. Hard money is a great fit for many short-term real estate investors. With hard money, you can make lots of money when you find good properties in good locations at good prices, without needing good credit, a lot of money down, or a high income. Hard money is not for the faint of heart. There is risk. But the greatest investment opportunities often come with some risks. We will discuss the ins and outs of this whole process in this module. What you should know. Before beginning this guide, you should understand basic principles and terminology used in real estate investing. Which properties to look for and why. Where you want to buy real estate. How to locate motivated sellers. Basics of investment strategies. How to do income property analysis. Basics of finance. How to network and find power team members. What you will learn. This guide covers the following learning objectives. List the hard money lender criteria. Define hard money lender. Explain the advantages and challenges to hard money lending. Explain the difference between hard money lenders and banks. Explain how to find hard money lenders. Know the questions to ask a hard money lender. Explain when to apply hard money lending strategy. Explain the mechanics of hard money lending. Tip for success. Explain getting hard money for construction or rehab. If you are pursuing a lot of properties listed with real estate agents, you will need a pre-qualification letter to submit along with your offers on many distressed properties, particularly those that are owned by institutions. You can obtain a pre-qualification letter from a hard money lender for this purpose, and in fact, your offers will carry more weight when submitted with a pre-qualification letter from a lender that is active in your area, whom most real estate agents, particularly the ones that specialize in foreclosures, will recognize. In some cases, you may be able to submit all cash offers, but this will depend on your hard money lender and their requirements. What is a hard money lender? Hard money lenders do riskier, less restrictive, and generally easier to obtain loans on real estate and are different than traditional mortgage and real estate financiers such as banks and other lending institutions. Hard money lenders are often wealthy individuals, local companies, or smaller lending organizations. Hard money lenders can be direct lenders or money brokers, because many hard money lenders also act as brokers. These broker lenders generally fund a few loans per year and serve as a broker on loans that are not of interest to them or are outside their lending criteria. They offer real estate-backed loans that are short-term and provide funding based on the value of real estate which has been collateralized. Because hard money borrowers do not need to conform to bank standards, they have much higher interest rates and more flexible lending criteria, although they will have to abide by the usury laws that attempt to prevent predatory lending by restricting interest rates that can be charged for the state they lend money in. Most hard money lenders deal directly with their applicants. There are also several online directories which serve to connect hard money lenders to borrowers. Hard money loans first showed up in the 1950s when the credit industry first started to undergo significant changes. Hard money loans were a source of capital for property owners who had no other way to get it. Eventually, the hard money industry crashed during the real estate downturn of the 1980s and 1990s, only to recover in recent years. Hard money defined. Why do they call it hard money? The most likely explanation is that it is called hard money because traditionally it has been real money in the sense that it is not borrowed. Institutions loan borrowed money, and in this sense they loan soft money, which has easy terms and a flexible payment schedule. The terms for each hard money loan will likely vary from hard money lender to hard money lender, as well as from deal to deal. The loan terms may also be affected by the experience level of the requesting investor. When to use hard money lenders. So when should you use a hard money lender? When banks won't lend to investors due to credit or income, investors may choose to use a hard money lender. Other real estate investors may decide that it is worth the loan costs in order to buy a bargain property quickly because hard money loans are typically faster and easier to acquire. Hard money loans are also particularly well suited to renovation and construction projects because hard money lenders tend to be more responsive and flexible. Exit strategy. Fast cash investment strategy. Generally, the best time to use hard money loans will be when you are using a fast cash investment strategy. If you recall, the fast cash investment strategies focus on acquiring and selling properties within a very short period of time for a profit. The goal when using hard money loans usually is to hold the property for 3 to 6 months, or less, and then sell it. Granted, you could hold onto the property for longer if the loan terms allow, but in most cases it is best to liquidate the property quickly or refinance due to the finance charges that you will incur with a hard money loan. You must know how you are going to exit a hard money deal prior to even considering it, or you could be setting yourself up for failure. Most hard money lenders will want to know your exit strategy prior to lending you the money too, and your exit strategy should be realistic and make sense, or they may not lend you money. Typical hard money investors. Residential and commercial investors who rely on fast, short-term, quick property turnaround to make a profit often look to hard money. Many foreclosed properties that are repossessed are resold in the secondary market to home buyers and investors. Quick property turnaround is a key to investors because sitting on a property too long with the higher lending rates is not good, due to all of the extra costs to borrow money from a hard money lender. However, if a real estate investor is able to sell the property quickly, the costs to borrow money are minimal in regard to their profit if they buy and sell the deal properly. These investors often want to buy properties 50 to 60% of fair market value, fix them up, and then sell them for a profit. Many hard money lenders can close within a week to a few weeks and are less restrictive for real estate investors to work with. Hard money loans can have shorter terms, ranging from 6 to 36 weeks, or longer terms, such as 1 to 2 years. Lines of credit. Established borrowers, or those who meet certain requirements, can develop hard money credit lines with certain lenders. Like traditional credit lines, hard money lines grant borrowers access to financing up to a certain limit that is immediately available once the line is established. Hard money lines are great for real estate investors in that the credit is already handy when it is needed for purchases or property improvement costs. This makes the potential for quick turnaround even better. Hard money lenders are quick to increase lines with borrowers who establish a good relationship. Use with caution. Hard money loans should always be used with caution. Never go after this type of loan unless you are completely confident that you have a great bargain property on your hands. And you must be sure of your exit strategy. Also, it is easy to lose a potential deal for lack of finances, so maintaining proper relations with the hard money lenders is a priority for the investors. Good relations with lenders are a blessing in disguise for the investors. If the investor's credit allows it, they might consider securing their investment property with a hard money loan for a short period of time and then refinancing it into a conventional loan, or look to sell the property outright, thus cashing out the loan. Whichever way you choose, know that creative financing abounds for you to grab that bargain property you found. All you have to do is keep on thinking outside the box. Hard money lender criteria. Hard money lenders make up their own rules based on the level of risk that they're comfortable with and their own experience in the business. Because their portfolios of loans are much harder to sell to other investors, hard money lenders can't rely on making money through secondary markets in the way that Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac do. Instead, they have to generate their own profits by charging higher interest rates and loan origination fees to the borrower. Types of properties and other criteria. Properties. Hard money lenders lend on single-family residences, condos, townhouses, apartment buildings, hotels, motels, office buildings, shopping centers, and many others. Lenders typically lend only on property types they have experience with. Loan types. These may include the following real estate loan types: bridge, refinance, development, acquisition, rehab, etc. What hard money lenders don't like. It will be very hard to find a hard money lender that will loan you money on land, and the reason is because there is no income on land typically. Maybe you can get a hard money loan on a golf course or maybe a land that you're about to develop something on, but not on raw land. Generally, if they will fund a loan on raw land, it will be for 50% loan to value. Documented experience. Along with the property as collateral security, the hard money lender might require documented experience in previous deals you have done. Hard money lenders are sophisticated real estate professionals who prefer to work with other pros. They look for borrowers or project sponsors that have a track record of success and a wealth of experience. However, not all hard money lenders require this level of experience. They might just want to see a well-thought-out acquisition and exit plan. They may look at the investor's credit for bankruptcies, foreclosures, charge-offs, and collections. Whether or not there will be a credit check in your case will depend on the individual hard money lender. Some investors are able to procure hard money loans without ever having their income or their credit verified. Again, it will depend on the policies of the particular lender. Financial strength. Regarding financial strength, net worth and income, their primary concern is seeing that the borrower has either enough income, stated, or enough cash or liquid assets, stated, to get through the project. That means showing the capacity to 1. Make payments for the duration of the project if an interest reserve account has not been set up, and 2. Weather a few bumps in the road if the project doesn't go exactly as planned. This is particularly the case with rehab or construction projects. Beyond that, hard lenders don't expect borrowers to have great wealth. Inspection. Some hard money lenders might send out an inspector to the property, especially if it is a construction or rehab property, to review the current condition of the property. Rehab draw request form. If you are borrowing for the express purpose of rehabbing a property, most of these lenders will require what is called a draw request form. This will be filled out to identify the repairs that have been completed, usually taken from copies of invoices from the contractors. The draws are dispersed following a satisfactory inspection from a hard money lender representative. Sales comparables. They will require current true sales comparables to validate your purchase price and claim of value. In some cases, some hard money lenders might require an appraisal before approving the loan. Most often comps are used so the loan can be funded quickly. Exit strategy. Hard money lenders will want to know the exit strategy that the investor plans on using to get out of the hard money loan. The most common exit plans are refinance and/or property sale. Whatever exit plan is put forth, it must appear realistic and achievable. The plans of using the money set by the investors are also carefully studied by the hard money lenders. Borrowers should provide a proper business plan to hard money lenders to convince them about the low-risk nature of the investment in question. Fees. Hard money lenders are expensive. They typically charge interest rates in the teens, 10 to 18%, and charge at least 2 to 10 points per loan, depending on the risk factors and the quality of the real estate deal. Their loans can also be interest-only or amortized. Terms. Hard money lenders typically lend for short terms, anywhere from a few months, 3 to 9, to a few years, 1 to 2, but seldom longer. Obviously, the longer you hold the loan, the more expensive it becomes. Asset-based capital/collateral. Hard money lenders give investors access to capital that is asset-based, where the loan amount is secured by way of a collateral security. If the property looks like it has value and can retain its value, then a hard money lender will consider lending against it, based on perceived risk and needed equity spread. Hard money lenders are equity lenders. Their lending decisions are not credit-driven but are based on the amount of equity in the building or project being financed. Most hard money lenders have a matrix they use to guide them with different equity spread minimums. They may use loan-to-value, investment-to-value, or after-repair value to determine how much they will lend on a property. Loan-to-value is the ratio of the fair market value of an asset to the value of the loan that will finance the purchase. Investment-to-value is the measure of how secure a creditor's position is and how likely the creditor is to recoup all of his or her money after a foreclosure, and may be used when there is a senior lien on the property that could affect them getting their money back. ARV is the projected value of the property after all repairs are made. Properties are often purchased in less than optimal condition with the plan to make repairs or remodel them and resell or flip them at a profit. Loan-to-value ratios low. They lend at loan-to-value ratios, typically 50 to 75%. For instance, if the real estate appraises for $100,000, they might only lend $60,000. Hard money lenders tend not to lend more than 50% of the value of unimproved land, 60% of the value of an underperforming building, and 65% of the value of a stabilized, income-producing building. These low loan-to-values ratios mean that borrowers must negotiate great deals on their properties or be prepared to inject their own cash into a deal. After repair value on rehabs. Some hard money lenders will lend on after repair value if they are doing a loan on a rehab project. This gives you a little more leeway for how much you can borrow to not only purchase, close, but also repair the property. Turnaround. The turnaround on a loan will be a minimum of 1 week from the time they review a project packet until closing, although they can close faster to accommodate special circumstances. Once they have a relationship and proven track record with you, they may be able to close even faster. Upfront fees possible. Some hard money lenders might charge upfront application fees and due diligence fees, and commitments vary from lender to lender. In some cases, they will need to be paid up front, while others might allow them to be financed into the loan. First lien position. Sellers prefer to be in first lien position, but in some cases might consider second lien position on a property, especially when there are repairs needed to the property or when there is cross-collateralization done for the loan. Cross-collateralization. If the value of the property isn't enough to cover the existing mortgage, the loan will need to be cross-collateralized with another property. These cases are often referred to as blanket mortgages. Loan terms. They may require that you make payments throughout the duration of the loan or wait until the end of the loan term to receive all of their accrued funds. It depends on the lender. Package submittal with each loan. Hard money lenders will require a package be submitted to them with every loan request. Most often, they will require your comparable sales analysis, a map of the area indicating the location of the subject property and the comparable sales, a photo and essential information for each comparable property, including the address, specs, sale date, sale price, and distance from the subject property. Details of the repair project with itemized labor. Material costs. Projected timeframes for the completion of the work. Comparable sales analysis. Your comparable sales analysis should be a concise summary of all your reasoning in adjusting the values of the subject properties, with one paragraph or section for each property, stating what was different, how you adjusted for these differences, and why. At the end of each paragraph, you will indicate an adjusted value, and at the end of the analysis, you will summarize your conclusions and give your final estimated value for your subject property. Minimums. It is important, though, to realize that there are usually minimums on the hard money loans. Here are a few factors they consider. Interest rate. For one, they consider the interest rate. For a higher rate, a smaller loan may be possible because of the money-making versus risk ratio. Investment. Also, the investment itself may influence the minimum on the loan. If your reason for needing the money is sound, then you may be able to get a smaller loan, otherwise you may be stuck with finding another source. Worth of property. Finally, a minimum may simply be determined by what is worth the lender's time. If you need a smaller loan, you can probably get it, but you will have to spend time on your search. Maximums. There are also maximum amounts hard money lenders will grant. These also depend on several factors. Your relationship with the lender. One factor may be your relationship with the lender. The more you earn their trust, the more likely you are to get more money. Lender resources. Secondly, and most obviously, the resources of your lender are a factor. They cannot lend what they don't have. What money is used for. As a final point, you may be looking at a maximum based on what you are using the money for. Lenders like to feel good about what they are lending for. Things to keep in mind when applying. Here's some things to keep in mind when applying for a hard money loan. Title insurance is a must. All delinquent taxes, judgments, etc., and other liens on the property will typically be taken out of the proceeds unless specifically excluded. Insurance will add the lender as co-insured. Fund control is always set up on construction, development, and any loans which have budgets. Borrower will pay all closing costs, fees, etc. Out of proceeds. Many lenders require the property be put into a single asset LLC, which the loan is made to. Borrower should be prepared to assign rents. Interest, in most cases, at least partly will be reserved or prepaid. Some hard money lenders require an upfront application fee, due diligence fee, and commitment fee. Make sure you understand these fees and how they will be used and if they are refundable. Some lenders require borrowers to have money in the deal. Additional collateral may be required by cross-collateralize other properties to keep the LTV acceptable. Advantages and challenges. There are quite a few advantages and challenges to getting hard money loans. The following are advantages. Minimal paperwork. Hard money lenders can get you the deals you want without all of the documentation and paperwork you normally find with most traditional lenders. Much faster. They are much faster to act than the average bank, often able to close a loan in less than a week. This makes them a good choice for distress sales and other scenarios where an investor has an opportunity to buy low but only within a short window of time. Collateral-based lenders. They are collateral-based lenders, focusing first and foremost on the equity position of their lien, and scrutinizing the borrowers themselves far less heavily. That means that they will lend to borrowers with bad credit, borrowers who can't document income, and other difficult borrowers because they are only lending such a small fraction of the value of the real estate. Lend closing cost. In some cases, these lenders will even lend you closing cost money. Hard money lenders are individual lenders, or people in a smaller company, not large institutions. You can talk to them on a personal level and build trust with them, which makes it something you can really work with. Avoid runaround. You can avoid the runaround and may be able to close more rapidly with hard money lenders. After all, no one knows your situation like you do, no one can explain any extenuating circumstances better than you can, and no one is as committed to your business and your hard money loan as you are. Brokers have experience. The advantage of working with a broker is also clear. A seasoned, well-informed, honest broker will have the knowledge of and access to the dozen or so direct hard money lenders in the U.S. and will know where your loan has the best fit. A good broker will help you package your loan to your best advantage, sharing information with you that will help you determine how much to expect based on the equity in your property, the type of property you are collateralizing, the speed with which you need to close, etc. A good broker will be able to help you complete the lengthy application and float it to the best direct lenders for your situation. This may save you time and trouble in the long run and be well worth their 2 to 3% fee. Working with brokers can spare you time spent searching and interviewing hard money lenders. Personal service. A hard money lender will work with you, often bending over backwards in the process. Hard money lenders are private investors that want you to provide what other lenders won't. These lenders understand that hard money is often a last resort and will remain focused to make it work for all parties involved. Hard money becoming more common. Hard money lenders are becoming more common and more accessible. Perform a search for hard money lenders and you will discover many results. There are even online private lenders. If you are considering hard money, it has never been as widely available as it is right now. Loans for fixer-uppers. People pursue hard money loans to fix up their properties because properties that need fixing up do not produce cash flow and are usually not eligible for traditional bank loans. You will find more options for these types of properties with hard money lenders. Commercial properties. If you want to buy commercial properties that do not have tenants, most banks will turn you away. A hard money loan can act as a financing bridge. The hard money will buy you time to get tenants and have them in there for a year or more. Then, after you get tenants, you can refinance at a lower rate with a bank and pay off the hard money loan in the process. In essence, a hard money loan allows you to establish stability, and once stability is established, you may then be eligible for different loans with better interest rates. Quick availability of cash. The most important benefit of using a hard money lender is the quick availability of cash. Sometimes you can have the money in hand within 72 hours of receiving the final documents from the title company. Obviously, speed will depend on your project and relationship with the lender. Most will be able to close in 5 to 14 days, or longer if it is a construction or rehab loan, after they get all necessary documentation, whereas banks can take up to 45 to 60 days. Bad credit not an issue. Bankruptcy, foreclosure, and a credit score under 490 to 600 are no problem, because many hard money lenders do not look at them. Traditional lenders almost always require a great credit history. Very flexible. Hard money lenders are more flexible with loan structuring, such as terms, interest reserve, draw schedules, cash out, upfront fees wrapped into loan, etc. Gap, bridge financing. Hard money lenders are usually very experienced real estate lenders who understand that projects do not always follow the original plan. If a gap in funding exists and the loan and supporting documentation makes sense, hard money lenders may fund it. Whereas, institutional lenders' guidelines are typically not flexible and they turn down gap loan requests if borrowers get off schedule. Foreign nationals loans no problem. Foreign nationals can get a loan with a hard money lender but will find it difficult to get a loan with a traditional lender. Will lend on higher risk deals. Non-conventional properties are not a problem with hard money lenders, but are with traditional lenders who are concerned if they have to foreclose on the property, because they worry about the property value and risk associated with that type of property. Personal guarantees not required. Loans are based on the value of the property, so personal guarantees are not necessary. Local banks may require personal guarantees. flexible loan to values. They are more flexible than traditional lenders, because they will decide what loan to values they will accept based on their affinity for the project, cross-collateralization, possible equity participation, etc. Traditional lenders will turn down loans if loan to values are too high. Subordinate liens. Hard money lenders will lend on a first, second, third, or lower position, as long as the value of the property is there. Local banks may do a second, and hardly ever a third. Typically, traditional lenders want to be in first position. The following are challenges. Hard money lenders charge more points. Hard money lenders for their services will charge you 2 to 10 points on the loan, while banks will charge you only 1 to 2 points. For example, if you have a loan amount of $1 million and your hard money lender will charge you 5 points up front, then you will pay $50,000 in points alone. Whereas, the bank will charge you 2%, which is $20,000. Hard money lenders charge more interest. Because of the fact that hard money lenders will loan you money without showing your credit history and your income, they will set the loan's interest rate between 10% and 18%. Banks, however, will set your loan's interest rate between 5% and 10%. Again, that is a huge difference if you're thinking about it, but for these people that want the hard money loans, it's still a great deal. Extensions hard to obtain. Extensions are hard to get on hard money loans. If you get to the end of your interest term and need an extension, you may not get it. In that case, the entire balance of your loan will be due immediately. If you do not have the money, most hard money loans will foreclose on your property much faster than a traditional lender. Essentially, if you don't pay, you could be out of your property as fast as the law will allow. If you do not have a solid exit strategy, there can be considerable risk when taking on a hard money loan. Prepayment penalty. A hard money loan will likely have a prepayment penalty. In other words, paying off the loan early can often cost you as much as 3 months of interest. With a hard money loan, the option to pay off the loan early without considerable consequences is just not there in most cases. Penalty fee. A hard money loan may have a prepayment penalty. In other words, paying off the loan early can often cost you as much as 3 months' interest. Often with hard money loans, the option to pay off the loan early without considerable consequences is just not there. Make sure lenders are credible. In dealing with hard money lenders, make sure you are working with credible lenders. There are loan sharks out there who will purposely set you up to fail so they can take over your property. Double-check credentials and ask for references. Finding hard money lenders. Hard money lenders can be difficult to find. Most operate only within limited geographical areas because they like to see the properties they're lending against personally and know the area around them. Here are a few suggestions for finding hard money lenders. Call mortgage brokers. Check with mortgage brokers that are on your power team to see if any of them know any hard money lenders. If you do not have any mortgage brokers yet, call various mortgage brokers because some may have private investors who do hard money loans or know people who do. Check the classifieds, internet, and phone book. You can check their local newspapers' classified advertisement section. Many papers have listings that read something like this: "Can't get a loan? Call us." Private money available. You can also find hard money loans through the phone book and the internet, but always verify lender credentials beforehand, as you should before working with any kind of professional mortgage lender. You might find these lenders in real estate-related discussion forums, online classifieds, or on social networking websites. Referrals from investors, attorneys, accountants, etc. You can ask for referrals from your power team, which should consist of other investors, attorneys, accountants, insurance agents, etc. Please note, when talking with other professionals to get referrals for hard money lenders, refer to hard money lenders as private lenders simply because not everyone is familiar with the term hard money lender. Other investors. Other local investors are going to know who the good hard money lenders are and should tell you who will do what kind of deal. They may know who will do a construction loan or unconventional loan, a special rehab project. They may even know a few lenders who will do a second position loan. Real estate clubs. If you do not know many other investors, you can go to real estate investor club meetings and find hard money lenders that you can work with. Attorneys. One place to look for a hard money loan source is with local attorneys. Find settlement and closing attorneys who have prepared hard money lender loan documents. They can usually tell you who is loaning hard money and looking for places to invest it. They are a wealth of information, so get to know the local attorneys. Accountants. You can talk with area accountants and ask for referrals. They usually have clients with a lot of free capital that can be lent out to you in the way of a hard money loan. Even if they do not know a traditional hard money lender, they may be able to help you get connected with someone who is interested in getting into hard money lending. Talking to accountants can often help you find and create long-lasting lending relationships. Hazard insurance agents. Insurance agents who sell hazard insurance policies, particularly those that specialize with investment properties, have to put a loss payee on all of the policies where a lender is involved. The loss payee is the lender, so the insurance agent can tell private lenders from those who aren't. An active agent could probably go through their records and come up with dozens of names of people who have lent money privately on policies they have written. Houses undergoing renovation. You can also look for houses undergoing major renovation. These houses often are most conducive to hard money loans, so write down the addresses and go to the local courthouse and find out who the lender is for the renovation from their permit pulls. You may be able to find some private lenders in the mix. Example. Jim had been building his networking list for over a year but had not found anyone that could help him buy mobile homes until Leanne came along. She had cash to lend and was only concerned with getting a great return on her money within 3 months. Jim had located a deal in his area where people were having a hard time selling their improved lots that were zoned for manufactured homes. Jim's plan included a non-profit organization that had an endless supply of manufactured homes that they would move and set up on his lot for a minimal fee. The organization required only half of the purchase price down and would finance the rest for 6%. They were flexible on the terms as well. Jim planned on using Leanne's funds to buy the improved lots for cash and make repairs to them, including utility hookup and stem wall foundation construction. Jim ran the numbers and knew if Leanne could loan him the money, he could execute his plan and double his money in her 3-month time frame. If Jim got the repairs and stem wall in place, he could then find buyers who could qualify for FHA financing and get cashed out. Leanne told him to get back to her when he had a list of retail buyers and lots in place. Jim found a nice parcel for $25,000 that needed a stem wall added and the utilities hooked up to a manufactured home that was selling for $15,000. He packaged the deal, presented it to Leanne. She agreed to give him $35,000 for the land purchase and improvements, with 5 points up front that were included in the loan and 14% interest due in 3 months. He bought the manufactured home for $15,000, placed $7,500 down from his own funds, and financed the rest with the non-profit organization at 6% for up to 10 years. The stem wall and utility connection cost him about $10,000, which was covered by the extra $10,000 Leanne gave him. In the meantime, he went back to his retail buyers list and invited a few buyers to come take a look at the property. Within 1 month, he had a young couple who qualified for an FHA loan through a mortgage broker he had referred to them. They bought the property for $100,000. By the 2nd month, the closing had taken place and Jim paid off Leanne and the nonprofit. He walked away with about $40,000 after he paid everyone. Not a bad profit for a parcel of land and a manufactured home no one wanted. Questions to ask a hard money lender. Here are some questions you need to ask the lender before you commit to a hard money loan to find out how the loan will affect you, as well as the responsibilities that you will assume. 1. Do you have a process to get you pre-qualified for the loan? 2. What is your interest rate? 3. What are the points you charge for your loan? 4. What is the amortization period or loan term? 5. What types of properties will you lend on? 6. Do you base the amount you will lend on ITV, LTV, or ARV? 7. What are your loan-to-value or after-repair value requirements? 8. What upfront fees do you have, and are there any due diligence fees? You do not want to pay due diligence fees. 9. Do you allow closing costs and other financing fees to be incorporated in the loan? 10. Do you do construction or rehab loans? 11. How quickly can you fund loans? 12. Where will you lend? Are there certain areas that you will not lend? 13. Do you require monthly payments to be made throughout the duration of the loan or all monies to be paid in full at the end of the loan? 14. Are there any prepayment penalties? Most hard money lenders don't have one anymore because they realize the loan is just for a short time, but still, ask the question. 15. Do you offer loans for the purchase of foreclosure properties? 16. What are your minimum and maximum loan amounts? 17. Do you issue a document called a proof of funds letter? This is very important as most banks and realtors and even some sellers require proof that you are able to fund the transaction. When to use a hard money lender? You should only use money lenders as a lifeline. In other words, you should resort to them for the following reasons. You already have a buyer. You already have a buyer for your property awaiting finalization of sale conditions and payment. The money you borrowed from the hard money lender only serves as a lifeline to settle an existing loan that needs prior and immediate settlement. The instant your pending sale of the property finally pushes through, money borrowed from the hard money investor can now be paid off, including the interests and fees due thereon. Rehab costs are minimal. You can develop the real estate property for minimum costs with a high probability of the rehabilitated property being purchased or rented out. This then will provide you additional source of funds to pay off the hard money loaned. Non-conforming or underperforming property. You have a non-conforming property or an underperforming income property that you need money to purchase it, fix it up, and then refinance once it is performing better or converted to a more attractive and desirable property type in the eyes of a conventional lender. You need funds for a real estate auction. You need funds to get a first-hand deal on a prime property being auctioned off at a low price and which has a high probability of being sold at a good price. The money loaned from the hard lender can be paid off once the prime property is sold. Due to the rigid terms involved in hard money lending, an individual should resort to this form of money resource only if the money loaned has a high probability of generating repayment funds. Otherwise, the fund, which is supposed to be an extension of your lifeline, will only be the beginning of your end line. Hard money loan application mechanics. There are basically 4 steps to the hard money loan application process. 1. Gather the following information: comparables for the prospective property, information about property's location, a list of repairs or improvements needed, details about how you plan to repay the hard money loan, exit strategy. 2. Run this information and the project concept by the hard money lender. If they like the project concept and feel that the numbers are acceptable, they will request that you complete and submit a full loan packet, which could include the following: a uniform residential loan application, Form 1003, for each borrower personal guarantor. Credit tri-merge, for each borrower personal guarantor, or permission to pull credit. Company financials if the borrower is an entity, 2 years. A privacy notice signed by the borrower. A purchase agreement, when property acquisition is involved. A preliminary title report, if available. A detailed line item budget for all construction work to be done on the project. Plans for all construction loans, and for rehab loans that involve changes in the basic floor plan. Borrower's estimate of the completion value of the project, and comps, or other value analysis, to support this estimate. Photos of the subject property. Borrower credentials. A copy of contractor license, bond, and insurance, for all construction loans. 3. Complete and submit the complete loan packet. If the lender approves your packet, they will ask for a deposit, generally $500. This should be in the form of a cashier's check or money order. The lender provides a conditional loan commitment letter at this time. If the property checks out, the lender will draw up the documents and close the loan through escrow. Note: required documents will vary from hard money lender to hard money lender and possibly from deal to deal. Also, once you have done a few deals with a hard money lender, you may not have to worry about as much paperwork from them. Time frame. Most hard money lenders prefer at least 2 weeks to close on a loan after their review a project packet, though most lenders can close faster to accommodate special circumstances. Example: Gene had worked hard developing and maintaining a retail buyers list for over 6 months. Feeling that he knew what these buyers were looking for, he set out looking for these properties. Being new to the industry, he did not realize that most real estate agents would not accept his offer without proof of funds from a lender. Gene had recently gone through a rough financial patch and now had bad credit. The frustrated Gene went to a local real estate investor club asking people for some options to pursue. Time and time again, people said to use a hard money lender, so he started collecting referrals for them. Of the lenders he found, Pete was the most promising because Pete charged 2 points up front and 12% interest with a maximum 6-month term. Most of the other hard money lenders wanted more money for a shorter term. Another thing that made Pete more promising was the flexibility in what he would invest in. Gene talked with Pete a few times and then presented a short sale property to Pete so he could look at the numbers and see how Gene planned on getting out of it. Pete liked that the LTV was 60% and that Gene already had a pre-qualified buyer. Pete gave Gene a proof of funds letter that Gene submitted to the real estate agent along with a cash offer for $120,000. The agent could not maintain her composure, she was so obviously interested in the offer. The funny thing is, this was the same agent who had previously turned Gene away without hesitation. Gene closed using Pete's funds and within 3 months sold the property to his retail buyers, who had FHA financing in place, for $200,000. He paid Pete off immediately and had about $60,000 after spending $20,000 for repairs to the property. Getting a hard money loan for construction or rehab property. You should use a hard money loan for construction or rehabs because hard money loan lenders loan money in stages, making it easier for you to qualify. Hard money loans are also faster to obtain, and this works to your benefit when repairs and rehabs must be done quickly. However, you must be prepared to refinance out of the hard money loan as soon as the renovation or construction is finished because the interest rates are so high. Call a hard money lender and give them all your information, the approved plans, your financials, and your budget for the construction. If the numbers and deal make sense, then the hard money lender agrees to loan you the money you need and loans you the money is in stages. The stages are: 1. Submit a draw request to the hard money lender at each stage of the construction project. 2. The lender reviews this request and, upon approval, releases funds either directly to the sub-suppliers, or to you, if you have already paid the sub-suppliers. The hard money lender ensures that A. The work is completed to an appropriate quality standard. B. The project is on budget, or if not on budget, appropriate adjustments are made. See, all subs and suppliers get paid for their work on the project. 3. You are encouraged to make as many draw requests as needed, and if a request is complete and valid, you can generally disperse funds within 24 hours. 4. When any contractor finishes their work, framer, electrician, etc., the contractor gets paid after inspection by the hard money lender. Essentially, everybody gets paid by the hard money lender upon the completion of their work after it passes inspection. Action items. Determine if this is a financing option you want to pursue. Start finding hard money lenders and asking them the questions listed in this lesson. Develop a rapport with at least 5 to 8 hard money lenders and/or mortgage brokers who are well networked with hard money lenders. Determine how you will exit the deal if an offer is accepted, so you can pay off a hard money loan if you get one. Determine and incorporate your loan cost for a hard money loan into your offer amount. Get a proof of funds letter from a hard money lender and submit an offer on these properties. Find 10 properties that are 50 to 75% below fair market value. Evaluate and make offers on 2 to 4 properties per week. Put together a proposal for the property based on the hard money lender's needs, and submit it to at least 3 hard money lenders who will do this type of deal. Summary. If you have bad credit and little cash, or simply need to fund a property quickly, you may want to use hard money lenders, which are some of the most flexible lenders available. Hard money loans and lenders can also be a great choice for rehabbers who have difficulty borrowing from a traditional lender. You can sometimes use hard money loans as short-term bridge loans so you can close on time if your traditional lender is held up in the funding process. Hard money lenders' ability to close quickly will help sweeten the deal for a motivated seller too, so it is in a real estate investor's best interest to keep hard money lenders active on their power team, because you may come across properties where having cash will possibly get you a discount on your offer, or at least get your offer accepted. So, if you are in a competitive real estate market, have proof of funds, a cash offer, or the ability to close quickly, all things that a hard money lender can provide, your offer will be that much more attractive. As you can see, there are a variety of different reasons why a real estate investor, whether seasoned or newbie, might use a hard money lender from time to time. Coming up. Hard money lenders are just one of the financing options you have to get into a property with little or no money of your own down. You will find that assignments, bird dogging, seller financing, and options are a few of the other financing options you have to successfully buy a property and sell it quickly for a profit. You will want to visit those respective lessons for more details on how to use those other financing techniques. We also recommend visiting the seller's list, networking list, fast cash, and buyer's list lessons for more details on how to have an ongoing source of properties to buy, people to sell them to quickly to get out of your hard money loan, and referrals to help build your list of hard money lenders and others who will help you find, evaluate, close and profit from your real estate investments on a regular basis.